firm was founded in 1956. My father, Herm Kruggel, founded the firm as a sole proprietor. I was playing 3 sports a year, and he was always able to be at my games, and all my friends' fathers couldn't do that because they couldn't always get away from work. So he made, family certainly a big priority.
Our typical clients are family-owned businesses where we're really consulting with the owners of the company on important matters. We feel like we're the clients, we want to be the client's trusted advisor. We're in a position where we have 8 partners currently. Our hope is to perpetuate the firm, develop our partners internally. And we had struggled to do that, quite honestly. Even though we felt like we were a great place to work, people told us we were a great place to work, they weren't sticking around for partnership.
It became apparent that with the AICPA Horizons 2025 process and some of the skills development that they were talking about really just seemed to all tie together and click that, man, if we can do that and we can measure where somebody is on the competency scale and continue to raise the bar for them, it's going to be a win for our staff people, but it's also then going to be a win for our firm, and we're going to be all much stronger for it.
We call it the Clarity Project, capital K, capital L for Kruggel Lawton, but we call it the Clarity Project. And it's a year-long project where David is helping us clarify our values, clarify our standards that we want to operate under, our mission, our vision, really kind of rethink our business process. We've tried several approaches on our own, and they haven't been ill-received. But again, the buy-in wasn't there. We were going high up on the mountain and coming back with the stone tablet saying, this is what we're going to do.
As business owners, whether it's owning a CPA firm or owning another entrepreneurial business, you get so involved in the day-to-day of taking care of your customers or your clients and putting out this fire or that fire that you become less efficient if you don't, if you're not able to spread the responsibility around. And creating this safe-to-fail environment where we can trust our people based on the processes we've put in place to make appropriate decisions will end up yielding great benefits.
I think I was skeptical just because the whole process deals with a lot of really big, broad ideas, like we're gonna, and it's such a long-term thing, like we're gonna be redefining our values, and it seemed, especially for people like us, we're accountants, we want to know what exactly we're going to be doing, what the end result is going to look like, and I think that was a big thing for a lot of us, is we didn't know what the end product would look like.
The biggest thing driving this process all along was the idea that the partners were entrusting us with the firm, which, when it comes down to it, they're the owners, they're the ones that this is their livelihood. Obviously it's the livelihood of everybody else, but they don't need, nothing's requiring them to basically put the future of the firm in our hands. And that's something that motivated me to continue on, and when things got stressful and things got rough, just looking at the idea of they're putting the future of the firm in our hands, and what can we do to make sure we're leveraging that and making sure KL succeeds in the future.
People think setting goals is an easy project, okay. So you want to double sales in 12 months. Well, that may not be a realistic goal. It's a goal. You can set that as your goal. Well, Peter and David don't let us just set a goal. They ask why, how, and they make us do analysis to prove that it's not necessarily a good goal, but it's a valid goal and it's an achievable goal.
Well, the revenue growth team, basically it started out with looking at our past and how we've gotten to where we are. From obviously looking at numbers, looking at revenues, making sure that whatever decision we would make made sense with our past and where we wanted to go. So that was the first step, and then there were a lot of analytical tools that we would utilize to see if our process made sense, if it aligned with our values.
The Clarity Cube is something that David helped come up with. and it's basically a way to work through a decision or a question that you may have that is relevant to your career or to our firm. It's basically 6 steps inside this cube, and you kind of work your way through it. Does it does it align with our mission and vision that we've developed? Does it fit our values and then our standards? And then as you work your way through, you consider whether it's logical and credible, and then you kind of consider the risk at the end. And then if it's really fit all of these things, then it's safe to proceed.
In the last year, we've gone through and developed 4 goals. We've revised our firm policies, a new handbook, and we're developing a better roadmap for our employees.
Previously, when I thought about my career going forward, it was kind of a little wishy-washy, and when we didn't have real specifics in our career path guidance within our internally in our firm that would describe how I should be acting, what it would take for me to get to the next level. So I think that's really important for us to get our competencies defined, and so that somebody can, who wants to move up or thinks they want to be a partner someday, can look at what the competencies are for a manager, senior manager, and say, okay, this is what my competencies are now, and this is what I need to do to get to the next level.
Our new employee manual is going to be called HERM. It's Handbook and Employee Resource Manual. And of course that acronym is HERM, which I got a big kick out of. We had a little vote early on in the process, what should it be named, and that's the one that won. And it's really pretty cool, and I think that's a source of pride with him that we don't forget, as we move forward into the future, we don't forget our past and where we came from. And so he's thrilled about that.
I think one of the biggest accomplishments is keeping our focus and keeping a group together for a year. It wasn't an easy process. There were times we started to veer off track, we regrouped, got back together, and made sure we focused on getting this project done.
I appreciate the outcome of it. Sometimes when you're being pushed to the edge in that moment, you get a little frustrated and a little worked up, but then looking back on it and seeing what you've learned and what they're trying to get out of you as a result of that, it's rewarding. Because I mean, like I said, it's helped us to become much more efficient in how we handle our meetings, and then also how we make decisions. And even though it was very painful in that circumstance, it was worth it in the end.
With the values especially, it kind of struck a chord with me that I want to be at a place that I feel that the values and goals align with my personal values and goals. And so I think that's really important. I also think I want to be at a place that has defined their values and really live by them. It's not just something that they have on the wall, but no one really pays attention to.
It's helped me develop my leadership skills, my critical thinking skills. I remember back to the retreat to one point in time where we had a problem and I stepped in and said, well, let's just do this and get it done. And it was either David or Peter, I can't remember, but they stopped me and said, Patrick, you need to be quiet for the rest of this exercise. You dominate at times and you need to be an active listener. And that really got me thinking, and it's definitely affected me on my day-to-day, where I'm taking that into consideration more often and when I should stop and listen more as opposed to just quick decisions.
What I've learned through the process is a little humility. I don't have all the answers, and I need to listen to others. And I think it's fascinating to see when you empower others and say, we want this input from you, what you get in return. I think it's going to make us better. It's going to position us better. It's going to make our firm stronger.